I love it.
Oh, you can talk about every 5 years. I think it's just one.
Said she won't come.
Also, this feels. I also have.
She's just here to check out.
Yeah, right. She needed to make sure you're. I guess.
Said she took a big interest in TIF.
Immediately.
And we learned all about it.
There we go.
Yep. I'll call the November 17 City Council meeting to order. Call of the roll.
Abby Hansen,
Here.
John Hawkins,
Yep.
Megan McFarland,
Here.
Matt McKinney,
Here.
Logan Welch.
Here. Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call for motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item 1, citizens' communications and requests. This is the time of the meeting that a citizen may address the council on a matter not on the agenda. Except in case of emergency, the city council will not take any action at this meeting, but may ask city staff to research the matter or have the matter placed on the agenda for a future meeting. Anyone have anything for us tonight? A lot of students here tonight. Did you want to get up and do a quick 5-minute speech each or something? Fill in the time for us?
Everybody looks down.
Everybody.
Back corner. All right. Well, welcome. If you need something signed afterwards, there's plenty of guys up there who'll do it for you. All right. Item 2, consent agenda. The following items have been deemed non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from this list, will be considered on its normal sequence on the agenda. I have item A is minutes of November 3rd. B is the claims and the fund list. C is reports for finance treasury for July, August and September. D is reports from the wastewater, electric water for October. E is the police department activity report for October. F is the fire department report for October. G is recommend approval for issuance of beer or liquor license by the Iowa Department of Commerce for the following: renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license, including outdoor service for the Links at Webster City Golf Course, 405 North Des Moines Street. And H is agenda statement motion receiving the official city street financial report. That's it.
Move to approve collectively.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item 3, general agenda, public hearing. Not quite 6:05.
No.
We go on to the. Can't really do number 2.
Can
Can
you
we?
come back to,
Can't do 2. We could go down and do.
through the TIF stuff?
Yeah, well, let's go through the tip. Yeah.
Mr. Cheezick approves, when they go to C and.
We'll go to C. Resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of an annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall become due for the next succeeding fiscal year for Fairway.
Move to approve.
Second. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
There's a lot of these, they're all the same. It'll get boring. Resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall come due in the next succeeding fiscal year for 3DK Enterprises LLC.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item E is a resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall come due in the next succeeding fiscal year for Gary and Brenda Fox.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item F is a resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall come due in the next succeeding fiscal year for the First State Bank Edition Number 2.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
G is a resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall come due in the next succeeding fiscal year for People's Credit Union.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item H is a resolution obligating funds from the Urban Renewal Tax Revenue Fund for appropriation to the payment of annual appropriation tax increment financed obligations, which shall come due in succeeding fiscal year for Kenyon Ridge Development LLC and LMI Fund.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Maybe
That's all of those.
to give the students their money worth.
Yeah.
John, parents, can you explain what that is real quick?
Yeah. Why we just went through all these things without, we do it every year, so.
I just have an inquiry of the clerk real quick. Did we do item B? I just want to make sure if we didn't.
No, we did not.
Okay. Students, thank you for joining us tonight. What the council just did was go through a series of appropriations for different projects that are in our community. There is something called tax increment financing, which is the increment is the difference between the base and what is created when something is built upon that. And so if you're maybe paying $10,000 on a parcel of ground now, you build something and you would be obligated to pay $50,000. So the difference between that in rough estimates is $40,000. The state of Iowa and our local ordinances allow a developer, whether it's housing or commercial development, to come and request the $40,000 to be used to maybe build a sewer pipe or a road or a sidewalk, or even to assist construct maybe some of the other public improvements that are part of that development, to help them finance the project, because some of these projects are very expensive, getting into the millions of dollars. So it's an economic incentive offered by the state of Iowa, but it is also an economic incentive that reduces the need for the citizens to hold that debt. So the developer holds that debt and is instead of the residents, which is a nice situation as well. There's lots of debates about how much, for how long, what percentage of the projects. Those are sort of the public policy questions that the council resolves through their policymaking process. But is
Thank you.
that good enough?
I just didn't want to put in a report. The council rubber stamped a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. Tonight, it definitely seemed like we're.
So that's
We do that same list every year, so you come back and I'll repeat it. Public hearing, 6:05 PM, public hearing on proposed amendment to the Webster City Riverview Urban Renewal Area. I'll open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
No.
Are there any oral objections? No, I'll close the hearing. John?
sure.
Are you?
So this is a follow-up to a matter that we discussed on October 20th. The big consideration is expansion of the existing Riverview Central Business Urban Renewal Plan or Renewal District. And so there are three actions that are before the council for consideration in that matter. The first is a resolution to declare the necessity and establish an urban renewal area and approve the urban renewal plan for that area. Those two documents are in your packet, and I can answer any questions that you have. If you've read them, I'll provide a brief summary comments about them as I go along. The second is an ordinance regarding the division of taxes, which is essentially the increment that we just discussed when we were talking about it, that will be created from expanding that boundary should you choose to do it. And the third is a resolution associated with authorizing an internal advance of funding for the urban renewal projects. Now, in the plan, in the plan amendment, it allocates about $400,000. To recall, there's $100,000 of existing. We're expecting about $100,000, $130,000 of new, and possibly another $100,000 or $150,000 with the expanded boundary for this next year. that those funds are proposed to be spent across three different programs: the nuisance abatement program, the downtown redevelopment program, and the administration and support program, which is reimbursing you costs for professional services that may be needed to implement the program. An important aspect as you get into considering these resolutions and ordinances to comply with the timeline required by the state of Iowa. We are requesting the council waive the second and third reading of the ordinance because it does need to be adopted by, I believe, tonight's meeting. And that was the result of just some information we could not get between May and now. So that's why the timeline got shortened up. Back to the resolution authorizing the internal advance. There's a few ways that TIF is financed. Sometimes you borrow money and you pay yourself, you pay the debt payments with the increment. We're not recommending that here. Much more common and what the council does is something called a pay-go TIF, which is where the revenue comes in and you expend after the increment is collected. However, due to the peculiarities of the Iowa TIF ordinance or law, a debt must be incurred for the programs that we are proposing. And that debt is being secured with, as we propose, an internal advance from the Economic Development Fund should you incur costs before you collect the increment in June and September of this year. Is that fair? May and September? Next year. I'm sorry, next year. What I want to caution you is that we're not going to just transfer that money. I believe that it is Doty and my intents to wait until that increment is secured, make the necessary accounting transactions to comply with the state statute, but proceed with not spending money on the, with the transfer, if that makes sense. We're just using that to comply with the law. Okay. Any questions so far? I believe we had some robust discussion about the plan last time. I can go over the agenda statement for the benefit of the public if you would like me to. Give a little history on the district and the purposes that it was established if you would like, or I do not have to do that. So the Riverview, the original Central Business District urban renewal was adopted by the City Council in February of '86. A number of projects has been completed within the district, including the downtown streetscape project and development agreements with businesses such as First State Bank, Town and Country Insurance, People's Credit Union, and Hy-Vee. During the inception of the district, funds collected were actually used to acquire property to accommodate an expansion of Frigidaire. All revenue currently received from the district and not obligated by development agreement has been actually used to contribute to repayment of the certified debt of the downtown project that was completed some years ago. The original objectives of the original Riverview Central Business Renewal Plan included preserving and creating an environment to protect the health and safety and the general welfare of the public, achieve a diversified, well-balanced economy, plan and provide sufficient land for commercial, industrial, and public needs, maintain the central business district as the city's economic and social center by increasing commercial activity, ensure the area is well served by public utilities, provide a safe and efficient transportation program, eliminate substandard, obsolete building, blighting influences and environmental deficiencies, and improve the appearance of buildings, right-of-ways, and open spaces. Since the time that district had been established to date, those goals are still present and those needs are still present, and that is why we're recommending expanding the district to help continue to achieve those goals. When we met last time, the city was required to meet with the Hamilton County Board of Supervisors and the community schools of Webster City. We both met. No objections to this plan were recorded. They're actually interested in seeing what our work would be in this district. And I would say we're excited that the council was embarking on this path. The planning commission did make a recommendation 6-1 that you approve this plan. And they deliberated that, I believe, last Monday. So again, there are 3 actions required to expand this that are listed on your agenda. I'll defer to the mayor to go through those with you, and I can answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions? I'll call for a resolution to declare necessity and establish an urban renewal area pursuant to section 403.4 of the Code of Iowa and approve urban renewal plan amendment for the extended Webster City Riverview urban renewal area.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye. Aye. Okay, and then item 2 is the first reading of an ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in the November 2025 addition to the Webster City Riverview urban renewal area pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa.
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
And then call for a motion to waive the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Move to waive the second and third reading.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
And then a motion to pass and adopt the ordinance.
Move to pass and adopt.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay. Item 3 is a resolution authorising an internal advance for funding of urban renewal projects. What is it?
Do you want me to read that? That is for the internal advance from the Economic Development Fund.
That's just for that fund what we're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
that complies with the state statute for the indebtedness of the district.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
And then item B was a resolution approving the annual urban renewal report.
Move to approve.
Yeah.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Which we probably should have done first before we do Tiff's stuff. We're ready out for now. Brandon, are you ready for yours?
Yep.
All right. Item I is a resolution providing for notice of a hearing on proposed plan specifications, protocol of contract, estimate of cost for construction of the 2026 PCC pavement patching project for December 15 at 2025. And hopefully this will go a lot smoother. We'll have a much drier year and
There we go.
Yes.
Good. I can't wait.
Please don't rip every one of these out the same week.
Not everybody's had.
Oh, sorry.
So I want to start out just a little bit of history on this. So obviously every year we have a street project or projects. Obviously this year was a really heavy load that we had with our HMA, Brewer Wilson and the Fairmeadow 2 project. I kind of went back and looked at just previous history on some projects. And back starting with me and Bob were talking with you to phase 1 and phase 2 of the Second Street project. That was a big concrete project that we had for those 2 years. With infrastructure. So you go back to a street project with infrastructure. There was a Second Street project, we have the Betsy Lane project, Lincoln Drive, Brewer Wilson this year, Fairmeadow Drive 1, and then Fairmeadow 2. So all them projects since 2022 have been all projects with infrastructure, but also we improved the street surface as well. So with that being said, since I'd say 2021, we've also made a big push with HMA mill and fill. And so we're trying to, get more done, kind of rehab these streets and make up for some lost time. With that being said, as you all, can joke about hopefully, but this summer, is a very hectic and busy construction season. And with that, when that happens, obviously, the community, the public, and the traveling public, it can be, an inconvenience and it can cause interruptions, So with that being said, we're looking at projects for this year. We came to you first and started talking about doing some HMA and concrete, splitting it. After looking at some of our concrete streets and doing some panel replacement, we noticed there was more out there that needs to be replaced than what we were aware of. And so I recommended to John that we just go ahead this year and let's take a break from asphalt and do a solid, big push of concrete. And so another good thing with that is this is going to be kind of spread out through the community. So unlike this year, it's like Fairmeadow, you're in one spot, right? So you're inconvenienced one general location all summer long, which I can understand can be a pain. So this will kind of be moving around, which will help with that. I was telling Bob, it'll be a lot less projects next year, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but it'd be nice to kind of take a deep breath and focus on some of the stuff that needs to be addressed. So with that being said, we want to start this planning for this project earlier we can get going, the better price we can get from a contractor. So they're already asking what we have coming.
Well said. I want to make an encouragement as we enter close towards Thanksgiving. One thing I'm thankful of is the investment that this council made in roads for this community this year. A huge investment when we get a lot of questions about sales tax, property tax, utility fees, you can directly see that money at work in this community this year. Yes, it was longer than we wanted.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to extend the Thanksgiving into next year for the asphalt. But my goodness, I think is that over 5 million between all 4 projects? Direct benefit that you will have every day you're riding around. Hot mix, reconstruct, chip seal, and now we're coming back with patching for those who are living on concrete streets, the panels that have been replaced. We've learned a lot. We can do some more communicating. We can do a little better staging. But I just want to say thank you as a resident for making that investment into the road system this year.
All right, any questions?
And we request you approve the PCC bid for next year.
Yeah.
And you can get to the high school better now, can't you?
Yeah, right.
Isn't the road getting better there?
It's a lot better.
Yeah. Yes.
It is.
Yeah, like John said, a lot of this with the West Spring, it did kind of create a little bit later construction season with the asphalt, but once they did get to town, they've really been trudging along. So we're hoping by Wednesday, all the asphalt should be done up there on Fairmeadow. A little bit of sidewalk and driveway slab. So
Cool beans.
No.
Glad to hear it.
Go for motion to adjourn. Thanks, Brandon.
yeah, approve that.
Oh, we're gonna need motion to approve that. December 15th. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Then call for motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned, everybody. If you need something signed, you can bring it on up.